Hi everyone, welcome to the Whiteleyverse with me, Connor Whiteley, for another daily story with a chapter from one of my novellas. Before I start today's chapter, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to buy this book and any of my other fiction, then they're all available from all major ebook retailers. You can order the paperback and hardback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore and local library if you requested. Also, if you want the AI generated audiobook, then you can get it from selected audiobook platforms and library systems like Kobo, Spotify, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Baker & Taylor, Biblioteca and Overdrive. Now, here's today's chapter. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did writing it.
Chapter 1. This was the day I died, was resurrected, and the world changed forever. I, Lady Ithane Tano, folded my arms as I stood right in the middle of the brown wooden pontoon that stretched out in front of me for the length of 2 warships. Not that there were any warships docked in these commercial docks, but when my father had ruled this empire, he had stationed warships here all the time. Now there were lines upon lines of little fishing wooden boats tied up to the pontoon, as the fishermen, sailors, and teenagers hurried all around me. The morning shift had just returned from the morning catch, and I was so happy that everyone had had a great morning. Not only would this be good for the empire because it meant we could sell these fish all over the world, but because it meant there would be a lot of rich families tonight, and no one would be hungry. Something that always kept me very, very happy. I waved at a small group of 5 teenage boys as they went past me in their little red caps, brown trousers, and each of them carrying a wooden crate of fish easily the size of their bodies. They were strong and they smiled back at me. And thankfully they were true smiles. My people liked me for me, which was always nice. At the very end of the pontoon, a massive wooden diplomatic ship had just docked. I had to admit it was a beautiful ship with its thick sides, 5 golden sails and over 200 cannons that were impressive and slightly scary to say the least. And my officers were searching it. It might have technically been the property of another nation, Japan to be precise, but if there was even a small chance that the ship was dangerous, then I had to be sure, because I wanted to protect my people. The rich, overwhelming aroma of fish, seaweed and sea salt filled the air as I waved at the incoming diplomats that were now being led towards me by 5 of my golden guards. The diplomats were dressed in sterile white robes, and there were only 4 of them, which surprised me. I would have thought Japan would have sent more in a way to strong-arm me into signing a new trade agreement that would make them rich and disadvantage my people. Something I was never ever going to sign. The cries of seagulls, the banging of boats, and the shouting of nearby fishing boat captains made me smile, because my empire was doing just fine, unlike Japan. I had all the power here, and I fully intended to show that to him. Little did I realize just how much I was going to regret that arrogant idea by tonight. Lady Ithane Tano, one of my guards said, I present to you the foreign hands of Japan. I bowed my respects to the 4 men, as I realized that in Japan culture they believed their god only had 4 hands, so there were only 4 diplomats. I was rather touched Japan had sent me every single diplomat it had. You must sign the new agreement, Lady Tano, all the men said as one. Impressive party trick, I said. I presume you are all wizards then, and I do not appreciate magical tricks being done to intimidate me. The men smiled. We do not wish to scare you. We only wish for you to sign the agreement. It will make us all stronger in the end. I shook my head and gestured to the fishing boats around me and all my smiling, laughing, and skipping citizens. My people are happy and cheerful. They love me and they want to be my citizens, so tell me, Japan, can the same be said for your people? I asked. I noticed my guards were subtly preparing to strike, but I shook my head just as subtly. Our people are idiots that are blind sheep against the real dangers of the world. You are proving to be just as foolish about your ignorance of the state of the world. I gestured them to walk with me, because I wanted them to see, feel and experience the wonders of having a healthy, thriving dock. something that would be destroyed by this new agreement. What is the state of the world then? I asked. You must know, the men said as one. I know that Jermik is having a new king crowned in a few days. He will not be friendly to the entire world, and he has always claimed land he does not own, I said. I stepped out the way of a group of teenage girls as they grinned at me like I was a celebrity or someone else they wanted their drawing taken with. That isn't it though, Lady Tano, one of the men said. I stopped and I looked at the men. What is the problem you are trying to warn me against? The men all looked at each other, and the slight hum in the air told me everything I needed to know. This agreement was done out of fear, and as scary and evil as the Japan could be, I didn't know they could experience true fear until now. All four of the men took a step closer, and I shook my head to my guards because I doubted the men were about to kill me. But it meant I got a horrible whiff of their body odor that was even worse with a strong fish smell. The Japan Emperor is dead, the men said as quietly as they could. So are 3 other heads of states, including some of our dearest friends and worst enemies. I forced myself not to react. There were over 20 countries, empires in the world, so the fact that 3 heads had died in the past few weeks wasn't too concerning. But that was odd. All of them have concerning replacements, the men said. I smiled. You aren't here officially for the Japan government. You're here because you want to show that you're useful and trustworthy before the new Japan emperor gets into power. Please sign the agreement. A little blonde girl ran up to me and hugged the back of my legs tight, and I picked her up and hugged her. I'm so sorry, my lady, her mother said, rushing over. She is so grateful for the toys you brought the children last month. Just knowing the toys are going to a good home is reward enough for me, I said. Thank you, my lady, the mother said before rushing away. I looked back at the men. That is why I will never sign that agreement. Your government wants to harm my land, and I will not allow that, but equally I know you will die if you return to your country. The men nodded. Guard, I said as one stepped forward. Take these men to castle and investigate citizenship for them. That is, if you agree to be loyal to me and me alone. The men hesitated for a moment before nodding and smiling, and they looked like they wanted to hug me before they followed the guards back to my castle. A little boy ran towards me. Me, lady. Me, lady. I lowered myself so I was eye level with the boy. Chief Herrick wants you. There's been another body, the boy said. And that was exactly what I didn't want to hear after saving the lives of 4 good men.
Welcome back everyone, it's me again, Connor Whiteley. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's story, because I flat out love writing, creating stories and sharing them with you. If you really enjoyed today's story, then please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithms. And if you want to buy this short story or any of my other fiction, then they're available from all major ebook retailers, and you can get them from your local library if you requested, and you can order the paperback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore or local library if you request it. Lastly, if you want to support the channel on a one-off basis, then you can now buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Connor Whiteley. Also, if you know anyone who would enjoy today's story, then please share it with them. I'm always really grateful when you wonderful people help us spread the word about the channel. So, thanks for watching the Whiteleyverse, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone.